Well, we have had some cracking spring days, but as the weather heats up around the country, unfortunately, the bad news is that means big summer bills are coming soon. Now, luckily, our friend Joel Gibson is back with some deals to help save some big bucks. Good morning, Joel. How are you?
Hi, Joel.
So you're here to talk power bills. Do they go up in summer? What's the deal?
Yeah, well, for a lot of us, they do. I mean, it depends what part of the country you're in, but obviously the big factor in summer is aircon. More than 6 million households now have aircon in Australia. It's about 3/4 of Aussie households that now have aircon.
Yep.
When it gets hot, like it is, you know, mid-30s in some parts of the country today, we all turn it on at the same time. It causes all sorts of problems for the power grid, and it costs us probably $100-200 more on our summer power bill for those people who are using it regularly. So it really does add up.
I flipped mine on for the first time last night.
There you go.
There you go. So if you saw Surge, it came from me.
You shouldn't put them on at night.
Oh, really?
Hey, why?
Well, does it cost more at night?
No, it should cost, well, it depends what tariff you're on, but it can cost less at night if you're on the right sort of tariff that has off-peak or, you know, shoulder rates. It all depends on your plan.
But of course, the reason the prices are higher in the middle of the day when it's the hottest is because that's when you need it. And for a lot of people, they need it to, you know, if you're elderly or whatever, you need it to stop yourself overheating.
Absolutely.
What can we do to bring the prices down?
Well, the trick is to think about it now in the springtime, not in February when the big bill comes through. So this is the ideal time of year now to have a look at your plan, check that it doesn't cost you hundreds more than it has to, and every time you flick the switch, you don't feel guilty about turning it on because you're not paying top dollar for every kilowatt hour that you use. So we really encourage people at this time of year to do something about it. Now, as you know, we've been on before to talk about the fact that energy deals changed on July 1.
Yeah.
They're very different to what they used to be. New South Wales, South East Queensland, Victoria and SA, you've actually got to forget about how you used to think about power discounts. You used to look for a big 20 or 25% discount. They don't exist anymore. Everything's now measured against a government benchmark. Now, that's good. It helps you to compare the different offers and see what's cheaper, but the numbers are a bit smaller. Don't fall into the trap of thinking they're not good deals. 10% less than the government benchmark is now a good offer. In the old days, you might have looked for 20 or 25%. So that's the trick when you're shopping around at the moment.
They talk about kilowatts and this and that, and when you read your electricity bill, it can be very confusing.
It can be very confusing, it can. But there's a lot of help out there these days, and you don't have to do it all on your own. That's what I say to people. You know, there are government websites in all those states I just mentioned that'll rank the offers for you. There's groups like One Big Switch where I work, where we actually go out and negotiate a special deal for people that you can't get as an individual.
So we just ring you, you do the work.
Just ring or come to the website, we do the work for you, Makes it
We
easy.
like that. And you have over 1 million people now with One Big Switch. You must be able to really have some negotiating power.
It's a lot of people power. It's taken seven or 8 years to build that sort of people power. But what it means is that we are able to negotiate special deals with leading retailers. And at the moment, there's some new ones on the website. You know, I talked about that government benchmark before. This South East Queensland deal is 16% less than that electricity reference price in South East Queensland, 12 months on Origin Flexi. 13% less than the benchmark in New South Wales. In South Australia, it's 15% less in South Australia. And in Victoria, a little bit different down there, 6% off the Victorian default offer. So that's the sort of difference from the government benchmark. If you do shop around for a really good deal, you can save that sort of money. And just to give you an idea, a bit of context, in South East Queensland, if you're an average-sized household using 4,600 kilowatt hours a year on a single rate tariff, it's $251 cheaper than the government benchmark, that plan. So it pays to switch and shop around.
I've written all my details down, so you go away, do the work and give me a ring.
No worries at all, Denise. Consider it done. Next time I'm on,
She actually really has.
Get it down, get it down.
we don't need to tell everyone where Denise lives, but I know where she lives, so we'll sort it out.
That is awesome.
Sounds like you've nabbed a bargain. I think thanks so much for joining us,
Thank
Joel.
you.
And for more information, head to onebigswitch.com.au. Now, ahead this morning, find out what happened when the legend